Shashivarna and Kiretipalli with net ID MF4738. I am taking the course CS6320 Software Engineering of Web-Based System. And this video demonstration is about the project R1, which is nothing but creating a simple photo site web app. In this project, we will be using an preloaded data into the database SQLite and using it to display the photos of the users, the list of users, the photos of the particular user, and the comments that are there, and the other responses, and when the photo got created and when the comment has been given, like this. And for making the this exercise successful, we need to implement two URLs as below. Users slash index. One is to display the list of all the users existing in the database with their first and last name, and also we have a link on the first name of each user, which will redirect us to the second URL, which will be displaying the photos of that respective user and the comments given for that photos, and if he responded, that also, and the date when the photo got created and the date when the comment is given and who gave the comment. And as I told, the second URL is the one that will be displaying these photos. That will get the whenever the first name of a user is clicked in the first URL, the user ID of that user is passed to the second URL as a parameter. As the second URL, if you see, it is photos index slash ID. This ID will be passed with the user ID from the first URL, and the respective photos are displayed. And in this space, again, as I told, there are comments and who gave the comment, that username also. For that also, we have a link and which will redirect to the photos of that commented user, and that respectively it goes on. In that case, it will call again photo slash index slash ID URL again. And in this, I also felt there is a scope for some more improvements, like providing a security check, like if that user is authorized to view the photos or comments, and enabling it, some other functionalities like editing the comment that was posted, or deleting it, or deleting a photo, or otherwise making the photos as a private only available to some users, something like that. I felt as some more implementation that way we can do. This is about the intro and the purpose of the main project. And if we go into the project that we implemented on Ruby on Rails using the SQLite database, I'm just turning into that Ruby Mine IDE. If you see here, we can create the project by going to the file, new project, and give the name photo site over here and get created. That way I created this photo site project name. And under this, if you see, we need users details, photos, comment, comments, and associated tables that I have provided. And if you see, for this we need to create three models: user, photo, comments, and associated relationship with the database. For this we have to go to tools, run Rails generator, and if you click on this and type model, you'll get this. And if you give the name of the model, like I gave it user one time, comment, and photo, that way I created the models comment.rb, photo.rb, user.rb. That type automatically it creates the data migrations, create users, create photos, create comments. So create users has the column names of that table, that as per the given requirement, that is the first name and second name of like last name of the user, and anyhow the user ID is a primary key that will be automatically assigned. Similarly for the photos, it will have user id of because the photo should have the photo may have many comments, but the user will be single whose photo it belongs to. So that way these associations are formed, like belongs to one single user and it may have many comments. Similarly, so we have first name user id, date time when it got created, the photo, and file name. This we will come across later. It is nothing but the images where we have like the file name of the that thing. And then uh, next, similarly users also we have, and user.rb also has this, because a single user can have more photos and can have many comments. And and then create comment table. See, one comment may belong to, like, will belong to one user and will belong to one photo. So this is all the associations and the models that got created. And then after that, this setup, I have to preload the data. As I told, we will be having a existing data that we are pulling it to display on the web page. For this thing, I'll create a migration file preload underscore data. For this, I'll go to tools, run rails generator, migration, and give a name as load underscore data, which will replaces with our migration file with the load underscore data that was given in load underscore data.rb. And also at the same time, I'm copying the images that were given through the link zip file into the app assets images, like this. If you see the images, I have just copied all users images. After this, we need to run the migration setup that we have till now formed. With this, we will be getting the data into our database tables, like schema table. For this setup, we need to go and tools, run rake task, and give db migration here. And then created the schemas like this. Go to if you go here option, you have a database option like this. It will show up at the first, it won't be there, anything won't be there. And I have just import from the source. We have to click and select our SQLite database and give the path over here and select OK. If you do that, the associated tables will get created over here like this: photos, comments table, and the users table, and the remaining are the default one. So we have, see, if you have all the IDs, comments, date, photo ID, user ID, and the date time when it got created. This is all the setup and loading of the data. Now we have a data existing in our database. The actual requirement starts here, that is routing the two URLs that were given. So for that purpose, if you consider the first URL, that is user slash index, which is used to display the list of users that are existing in the database. So first name has a link to the second URL for the photos, right? So for that thing, we need to create a controller named user underscore controller, which will fetch all the users list from the users table that we created with the uh, code as users.all. That will give all the records of the users table, and it will put in the users underscore all instance that we have created. And here index is the method that we define. And this index, if you see, when you create this, user definition of the index. A view got created with the name user. So, and also in the configuration file we have routes.rb, which will be the actual routing of our thing. As we know, we will follow the MVC pattern, that is model view controller pattern, which in turn a model is created and a controller is created whenever the controller is like using the model. A view is internally called that. That is the pattern that we follow, and in the routes.rb, whatever is the URL that we specified, it will route accordingly. See, if you give user slash index, I gave it as user slash index, and it will route to my user controller and the method index in that. In this method index, if you see here, it has a method index, and this method the user it will have the table and the data associated with this. And the view index.html.user is used for fetching the records with all the user information and display it on a web page. See, and as I told, we need to have a link on the first name to redirect to the pages of photos of that user. So here I have, if you see user, I have just taken a variable user and used a for loop to display the records of each user. So for user, in that user underscore all is the thing, but the instance that we created here, for all those records this loop will run and it will display the respective user ID and the first name and the last name. But for the first name I have a link, and it is redirecting to the photo index ID, that URL. For that I use this code. I felt a little challenging in finding this because I'm new to this Ruby. I was unable to how to redirect. That time I searched somewhere. I finally I was able to figure it out. I have to give it like in this way controller, and controller is nothing but which controller we need to point to, and the action, that means which method we need to call. And this ID is the user ID. When you click on the first name, the respective first name user's user ID has to be passed to this URL. And I am just displaying the last name, and also I am displaying the count of the total users, how many there are as per the requirement, that is users underscore role, and there is a count function existing. So with this I was able to display all the users with the first URLs. For that, if you we can just go to the development photo site, run. If you see this got setup got run, and then I'll go to this particular view. If I run on that index, it will route me. See, it will route me to the user slash index, and I have displayed the content as photo site users list. There are 6 users, and the usernames and the first names and the last name. And also I have a link on the first name. If you see, if I click on that first name link, it is redirecting me to the photo space of Justin Bieber. And when it got created, the date also is given, and how many comments are also there for that particular photo have displayed. And it is commented by who? It is commented by himself. So if I click on that link again, it will be in the same page, and when he commented on that, it is this date. And also I listed the text of the comment, what he commented. And similarly another photo of this. So in the single page I have all photos of him and all the comments and the created dates. If you see, this is created at this date, but it doesn't have a comment, so I just put as 0 comment. And if you see, when we just travel from the URL user slash index to see photo slash index slash id, where id is equal to 1 because Justin Bieber is the first user of this. So if you see 1. Similarly, if you click on Barack Obama, see, created at 0 comments. Created at 2, he has 2 comments. He commented by this person Paris Hilton, and commented by Barack Obama itself. And he has similarly the other comments also. And if you see, commented by Paris Hilton, he's another user, right? So if I click on the name, a link on of his name, it will redirect me her photos page. So photos of Paris Hilton. See, it is created at this stage 0 comment. From Barack Obama's page, we're able to redirect to Paris Hilton page as as she gave a comment to Barack Obama. So if you see, these are the two photos and this is commented by this. Okay, and see, if you see photo, if you directly give the URL also, index 3, suppose if I gave, see, photos of Megan Trainor created at, and this one she herself commented, so it will be on the same page. If you go to some second person, see, it's again photos of Paris Hilton. See, for Paris Hilton there is one comment by John Outer Hout. See, John Oster Hout, and it is redirected, and see, the ID got changed to 6, and this is created at this date, and he has 3 comments, but all of the comments are from him itself. So if you click on his link, it will be on the same page. This is how the second URL worked. For that, the code that I have implemented is, for that also I have a photo controller that got created. See, if you see the photo controller, here I need to join the two tables because I have to display the photos of the user and also the comment. If the commented person is known, I need to again redirect it to that user's photo. So for that I have like based on the user ID pass, first I'll get the user details and then I'll join that I have in an instant at the rate user, and then photos and the comments table I'll join because the respective photo has many comments. So for that I joined them first and then used wherever this user ID passed, I'll just kept it in the at the rate photos instead. After that I create as you know, this will create a photo view. Inside that I have an index method for that photo view, sorry, index HTML code. That is, as you know, this extension, if you see index.html.erb, it is embedded Ruby. So in this again I have done some styling using the HTML, and also I'm displaying, as I'm displaying here, if you see photos of this, I am displaying by getting the user name from the user table, and then for all the photos for that particular user I'm running a loop using the for loop. See, for photos, this is a variable that I have. For all the photos in that photos, I am tagging the image, this image underscore tag. Even I searched it over somewhere how to, because the first this is also, it's not like a big challenge, but as I'm new to this, I was unable to how to display the image. That time when I gave just some code that is displaying the name, file name like .jpeg, something like that, that time I found that image underscore tag directly will put, if you mention the file name and where it is, that respective photo, it will print the image on the web page. And also like when it got created, and also inside this for loop of the photos I have an inner loop for the comment, because of a single photo it's not mandatory that it should have only one comment or something. So for that again, photo, as I join the photos in the comments table, I'm taking comments of this particular photo and running the loop of using this at the rate comments instead. And also I'm displaying the how many comments are there using that count function again, and I use this strong to make it like little effective, the comments thing. And then I'm running this, as I told, for loop of the comments in the inner loop. For that I have user like what are the comments he posted and the first name and last name of it. This I just joined first name and last name to provide the link entirely to the name of that user, that I named as uname, and linking that to this. And again same thing, controller, photo, action and ID, I'm just linking because commented by whatever the user, I have to go to his particular thing. So I'm the anyhow this photo is not like, keeping this controller is not mandatory because it is again pointing to the photo controller itself. I just kept it for the thing. And also I'm like when they commented and what is the text of the comment, I'm printing it. This is the photos.in. If you see, I'll just stop my console and I'll run my development site. And also sorry, and I have a roots.rb, right, where I have user slash index to user this. Similarly I have photo slash index slash id for photo index this will point my to my photo controller and the index method inside of the photo controller, and that will call the view index.html.erb. So that way I configure my root as well. Now go to the development photo site. I forgot to show the database table name. Like this, I have a data over here, and like all the photos and users that we have loaded from the given load underscore data file. Okay, and then going to the development photo site, running this app, it ran. And if I go directly to this URL also, it will, sorry, this won't work because we are redirecting it from this to this. So go to this, click on this, because that URL is not like directly linked. It is linked based on like first name of the user, ID4. Okay, if you see that the old one, and if I can give a different ID also over here. And if you see, I can give from the starting itself with the host user slash index. See, Santa. You see, for Santa, photos of Santa Claus, and the photo of him, and created at this date. And there is one comment that is also from him itself, so it will redirect to the same page. I can change the ID over here directly, or see, I have all these things. I can redirect to the other page, and I can see the comments of that person, and again I can redirect to the person who commented that photo. Or else I can go back to the list of the users and click on this like directly. This is the so both the URLs are working fine with I just implemented user slash index and index photo slash index slash ID. And finally, what I have learned from this particular project is nothing but I was able to write some of the Ruby code, because as I said, I am very new to this, and also I don't have much knowledge on HTML also. By searching for more of the tags, what all you to use, I'm learning that as well. And also I got a clear picture of how the model view controller pattern works, and how we are able to hit the URLs, and how this communication is happening, that I was able to understand. And also mainly I understood SQLite, like using that providing that association, how to join the tables using this thing like Ruby and SQLite. And also I was I got familiar too, though I know how to use for loop in other languages like C++ and all, but here also I got familiar, like syntax wise I got familiar to this, and also able to route the URLs properly. So it was a very helpful project. And uh, now I am confident that I can create some of the URLs. I will be able to route them, and that's it. There is nothing like not working in this project. Whatever the requirement, the two URLs are working, and I was able to load the data properly. And so thank you so much for this exercise and making us more comfortable with Ruby language. Thank you.